According to the developer ecosystem, 2025 was the year of agents. 70% of companies introduced AI into their workflows, but only 14% embedded it into their core processes. The rest are stuck in pilots and MVPs. So why is it so few? What are successful companies doing differently? At JetBrains, we study the latest agent research. We build our own enterprise agents, and we learn how other tech companies put their agents into production. And here's what we know. First, treat building agents as a software engineering task. Okay, this sounds obvious, but too many teams still treat agents like a black box rather than a system. OpenAI and Anthropic both warn against over-engineering agentic systems early. Start simple, give your agents a few basic tools, and then build them up based on what users actually tell you. It's the same method that has worked for the Claude code and is basically how all good products are made. Skip these fundamentals, and your agent will become an absolute nightmare to maintain, especially with something as unpredictable as LLMs, where the landscape changes this fast. So context management is actually where the value lives. An agent is only as smart as the context it can access. Without it, the model will fill the gaps with hallucinations. To find and fetch the context, you can use techniques like RAG, agentic search, or any other suitable method. Both have trade-offs, and teams in production are finding that the retrieval method matters less than the quality of the data you feed it. Take high-stakes finance. Market reports are a messy web of PDFs, HTMLs, spaghetti of charts, tables, and images that neither approach handles well out of the box. The real breakthrough actually comes from structuring the data upstream. Markdown for narrative, CSV for tabular data, and JSON for metadata. So the agent can reason over it reliably, regardless of the retrieval method. Control the scope and use sandboxes. For production, sandboxing isn't optional. Agents need to edit files, call APIs, and run scripts. Letting them do this without safeguards is reckless. Look at Spotify. Take any large tech company. They deal with thousands of repositories and constant framework migrations. To manage the chaos, they built a fleet of agents to set up, execute, and review maintenance tasks. But they kept the sandbox small, just a few bash commands and a mandatory review step in a separate environment. Those tight constraints are exactly what made it safe to automate at scale. And they got 1,500 pieces of code merged into production, which is over 50% completely automated, saving massive amounts of developer time. Evaluate early and build trust progressively. If you aren't measuring, you aren't improving. You're just flipping a coin. Yet nearly 30% of organizations don't evaluate their agents at all. Users won't trust a system that fails at simple tasks. You need trust progression, starting with low-stakes tasks and only delegating complexity once the agent proves it can handle it. So you want to follow the lead of Anthropic and OpenAI. Write your evaluation suite before you build the agent. At the simplest level, check verifiable outcomes. Did the database update? Did the test pass? For softer qualities like tone and intent, use an LLM as the judge. And for complex, subjective tasks, there's really still no substitute for human graders. But here's the real challenge. Agents are non-deterministic. Run the same task 5 times, you might get 5 different results. In Junie, our coding agent, we maintain dedicated benchmarks that evaluate the agent's behavior whenever we change something. A prompt, the architecture, the UI, the tools, we define exactly what we need to measure with that change. Set up the eval suite and carefully verify that the improvement didn't degrade any previous metrics. Even with that system in place, achieving true statistical significance is hard and expensive. That's something you always need to keep in mind. Without consistent measurement, there's no evidence of improvement. And without evidence, there's no trust. Next, design for verification, not just generation. As we've seen, users don't forgive agents for not being able to catch the errors, so make verification easy. Many recommend outputting artifacts like logs, diffs, and previews, things that help humans spot check correctness at a glance instead of digging through black box outputs. OpenAI's trace grading system goes even further, scoring the entire log of decisions and tool calls and letting you pinpoint exactly where the agent went off the rails. In Junie, we take a similar approach. Junie integrates directly with JetBrains IDEs to run tests, build the project, and get inspection analysis. So it detects flaws in code as early as possible before they ever reach a human reviewer. And don't design verification in isolation. Your domain experts know the material best. Work with them to define what correct looks like. Collect edge cases for your evals and stress test for uncommon scenarios. When experts can share their knowledge of agents, that's really when productivity truly multiplies. So in the end, there's one thread running through all of this. Trust. The companies winning right now aren't chasing the newest models. They're building systems you can verify, evaluate, and rely on, step by step. Good agents are already absorbing the repetitive tasks and routine decisions, but you don't have to figure it all out on your own. LLM providers publish detailed best practices almost every day. So open source frameworks like Coog codify production patterns so you don't have to start from scratch. The community is constantly creating something new, and chances are someone has already tackled the system you're trying to build. So save your time and treat their experience as your case study. So start building, build systems you can trust, and make agents actually work for you.